Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good night. My name is Blake Mason, and I work for the Rubin Observatory Education and Public Outreach team, and I am the technical lead, which more or less means that I'm leading all of the development that's happening on the Education and Public Outreach team. So building websites, web apps, and finding all the fun ways to do cool things with the data that's going to be coming out of the observatory. But when people ask me what I do for my job, I generally tell them that I build the space internet. And that usually does the trick. Doesn't involve too many follow-up questions, is an excellent humble brag. And I think, if nothing else, just sort of demonstrates that it's hard to explain to people outside of the sciences, outside of web development, outside of the technology world, what we're doing in EPO, let alone what the Rubin project is up to in general. And I think that the hardest part about that is that the stuff that we're doing is really interesting and is by design for a very broad and just science interested, not science proficient audience. And so I wish I did a better job of having an elevator pitch that sort of explained to my friends sort of what my involvement is in all of that, because I'm really proud of the work that we do here. In past jobs, I did a lot of client web work. So I would work for companies that took on clients, and we would build every client a new fancy shiny website for whatever their new fancy shiny thing was. And every time I built one of those websites, it was always the case that it was pretty self-serving for the company, right? Like, even when the mission was really interesting, or the mission of the company was very selfless in its ambitions, the websites themselves were really there for the benefit of the business more than the benefit of the audience. And I feel like that's one of the biggest differences between that work and the work that we do here at Rubin on the EPO team. Everything that we're building for our audiences really feels like it's not only a really good fit for who we think our audiences are, but is really all public resources for the science interested public. And those public resources are really exciting to be able to develop because they don't necessarily work on the same metrics or the same stipulations as you operate under when you're building a marketing website. When you're building a marketing website, everything is about driving traffic, driving as much traffic, and driving as many dollars into the web product as you can. When you're building a public resource like we're doing, the metrics are, did somebody learn something? Did they have an enriching experience with the images that we're sharing of space? Did they get excited about something that they otherwise would never have had any opportunity to learn about? And did they get excited enough to tell a friend, like, hey, you should visit this website and learn about supernovas as well? So yeah, I think more than anything, I'm really proud and really excited to be working here at Rubin, to be creating the tools that will sort of introduce people to the world of astronomy, or at least will reinforce their excitement about astronomy in new ways. So I hope you all have a nice PCW. If you want to see any examples of some of the cool things that we've been up to at EPO, please visit epodemo.netlify.app. There you'll find some examples of some of the data visualizations and data-driven tools that we've been building to be used in the classrooms. Thank you very much. Don't be a stranger.
Hello everyone, my name is Dubois. I felt very honored to be able to sharing my story in this PCW. I am in the telescope and site team. I worked as a senior software engineer. Before I joined the group, in my PhD, I worked on the atomic magnetometer. My advisor and I built this machine by making use of the cesium atom vapor with the laser to measure the extremely weak magnetic field. Its sensitivity can be as low as 100 picotesla. We use this machine to study the ribosome frame shifting in biologic system. Before this, I worked in a semiconductor manufacturing company. My main job is to work on the lithography and the film fate. I was involved in 20 nanometer and 28 nanometer technical node. In my master degree, I studied the theoretical physics, and my research topic is on the quantum transport. My hobby is to reading and jogging. I enjoyed the reading a lot. My main job in the Rubin Observatory is to work on the active optics and the related control system. The telescope has 189 CCD on cameras. In addition to these CCDs, we have another 4-corner wavefront sensors, and we make use of the intrafocal and the extrafocal images to analyze the wavefront area and estimate the related corrections to send to mirrors and hexapods. We use the surface abstraction layer or the cell to communicate with components like the N1, N3, N2 camera hexapod and the N2 hexapod by changing the bending mode and the hexapod positions. We could reach the high image quality in the measurement. In addition to this, I also work on the control systems of N2, hexapod, and the rotator. The N2 was developed originally by Harris and delivered to Rubin Observatory at 2018. The hexapod and rotator, they were developed by Moog and delivered to us at 2019. After they were delivered, I was continuing to improve their software quality and also fixing the bugs we found in the individual test or integration test. In my daily life, basically every day, in addition to the programming, if I have time, I like to climb the mountain with my family, and the picture you saw here is the Mount Lehman in Tucson. It's a very beautiful mountain. And the right picture is my cat, and I also like to play with her every day. She is a very cute cat. The best thing in my job is that I can work with a great group to work on the same target to make this telescope to work in the final. Thank you.
Hi, my name is CAROLA Gonzalez. I am financial technician and I studied public relations management too. And I am part of the administrative team of the Rubin Observatory in Chile since May 2019. Well, my career path at Aura is much longer. I started with Aura on 2007, but I've been working at the observatory since 2001. I have been in different areas like shipping and receiving, administration and facility, and CAS as a contract administrator. This one was my previous job position in Aura before I changed to Rubin. Now I tell you a little about me. I was born in La Serena and likely I still live here. I am married for 20 long years and I have 2 children, Juliana and Renzo. I love traveling so much and visiting new places. My favorite hobby is read books and practice TRX. In my free time, I like to do mosaics, paint old furniture, and enjoy good time with my family and friends. So, what do I do for Rubin? Within the admin team, I provide support for our local Chilean staff and visitors in Cerro and Rubin-based facility in La Serena. The mission of this unique team is to maintain consistency in procedures among all of the previously mentioned sites and to provide assistance for all the Rubin staff, visitors, and contractors, like meal service, transportation, dock construction, and others. I provide support with all contractual issues while working alongside with CAS. In addition, I do the liaison with various personnel contractors and manage a diversity of activities related to the efficient functioning of the telescope and site team, as well as the project management office. Overall, I am grateful to be part of this team and the opportunity to keep developing my skill working here. I feel proud of what I learned so far. Mainly, I like help my colleagues as much as possible and appreciate their collaboration and good advice. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Hey folks, name's Jeff TICE. I work at SLAC, National Accelerator Laboratory. And basically I'm here in the LSST IR2 Building 620 clean room. Who's Jeff TICE? Let me tell you. I've been at SLAC since 92. Actually originally started in 81. I'd show you my gray hair, but I'm in the clean room. And basically I'm the clean room manager. We built this facility about 5 years ago to support the camera build for LSST. I'm going to take you around and show you some of the neat stuff we do here. So, hang on. Here we have the carousel going from a vertical position to almost set for a horizontal position here in the LSST clean room. Travis is actually manipulating it, and I think he's at the configuration that he wants. And then we're gonna put the platforms back and get it so we could actually work on this unit. So I got Travis Lang here, SLAC engineer. Travis, what are you doing?
Well, we just rotated the camera on the big camera stand. It was pointed down. That's kind of the nominal position that the camera will be pointed. We rotated up to horizontal to do some testing and to do some filter exchanges. So we have it in this position right now. That allows us to install the filter loader. The filter loader is actually what is used to install and remove filters from the camera. And over here we can actually see our R-band filter that's stored in our nice clean storage box. This can hold six filters. Currently there's only one in there. We have a few more outside that are ready to get installed in there. And
What do you have here? That was a loaded question.
this is our L1, L2.
Nice.
We opened it once, and we've not opened it yet again.
But we will soon.
We will soon. We have a few more months before we're ready to install that onto the camera body.
Awesome. Thank you, Travis. So the task this week is to move the cryostat with the utility trunk onto the bot so we could actually do electro-optical calibration of the focal plane, all the CCDs. So here we have inside the bot. This is our metrology bay, where we actually have an XY stage that we can do calibration of the instrument. Here we're inside the auxiliary room of the clean room. We actually have our test stand 7. We actually have a red power supply and a CCD unit inside there, and we're actually doing testing of the unit. And actually here's another test stand that we would run, and we do calibrations of this on these apparatuses. Here we are on the middle platform of the bot, and you can see where we're going to actually integrate the camera. Focal plane goes down with all the CCDs, and the utility trunk will be pointing up. So later this week we'll be installing that and do about a month and a half of electro-optical testing on the camera. So that's basically it. It's just a quick tour of the Slack accelerator clean room for LSST for the Rubin Observatory. Hope you enjoyed it. It's actually pretty fun. Like it, working on these great instruments. And hopefully soon we'll have it up on the summit and we could do some great science. So appreciate your help. Thank you, everyone.